What is up, you guys? Today I'm at Wayne's Cycle Shop of Waynesboro, Virginia, near Afton. This is the only motorcycle dealership that I know of in the United States that carries this beauty, a Husqvarna motorcycle. This is a 401 Svartpilen. I'm going to test ride this today. Look at this little spoiler. Love it. Let's do it. Whoa. It's tall. This is very tall. This is a 400cc bike. Truthfully, it's like 390, 380. Right off the bat, I can't flat foot this. I can't flat foot this. I'm sitting right here in the front now. There we go. I'm 6'2". I'm just barely flat footing this. Very interesting. I wonder if a seat change could change that for us. Anyway, let's sit back a little bit because I'm tall and I'm gotta sit back on this. Clutch is a cable clutch. Brake is a hydraulic, of course. Oh man, this thing is 6-speed. Don't know the horsepower figure yet. I'll put it right here. And there's the gear shift. That little nub is tiny. All right, let's do it, guys. Oh, I really have to sit back on this thing. Not a whole lot of horsepower, I'll say that. So far, we'll see. We're only in first gear. That clutch is biting real late. Oh, we have a shifter light. Man, I'm not used to being this high up on a motorcycle. Oh, some pretty decent engine braking in 5th gear. I'm at about, well, I can't tell how much I'm at RPM wise. No, wait, there we are, 6,000 RPM. You got a little, the numbers are on top of the gauge. And it just fills up like a little digital multimeter thing. Multimeter, not multimeter. What am I talking about? Electronic stuff. It fills up like a tachometer. Oh, I should have really adjusted the mirror, shouldn't I? There we go. These little round mirrors. I don't know how I feel about these quite yet, but I can't see anything. Oh, that's downshift. I don't think she likes $4,000. Turning's not bad. Turns like I would expect a small bike to turn. Come on, mirror, work with me here. That'll do. This thing is like, I'm really tall up here, man. I'm like, I gotta be sitting at like 7 foot tall off the ground. That's where my head is right now. The grips are kind of thin, but they're not like hard plasticky. They're not terrible. The engine braking is, oh my goodness, it's not bad at all. Like, I'll just let it go in 6th gear. Already, I'm kind of like thrusting forward. Pretty good. We got to get back up to $6,000. We hit a shift light at $7,000. Now, maybe it's because I'm not really used to a single cylinder quite yet that I feel like it's not smooth when it's lower, but maybe that's just the characteristic. Let's get a look at this real quick. Nice suspension. It's pretty smooth. Oh, man, that clutch bites high. I almost just ran out of juice there. Come on. We're in 2nd gear. No, we're not. We're in 1st. Neutral, please? There's no neutral light. Okay. So, 401, although truthfully, high 300s. We got a monoshock in the rear. I want to say 270mm brake. We have a Biber caliper up here, and I want to say that's a 320mm disc. Chain drive, liquid cooling, Husqvarna. You're an interesting little animal. It doesn't look that tall, but I tell you, it feels tall. I feel like I'm riding on a dirt bike. Now, keep this in mind, guys. I'm coming from the world of cruisers, where I sit like where this wheel is. Bosch EFI, 6-speed. Now, I said I felt like 6-speed might be a lot, but you know what? It might need it. And the suspension's pretty smooth. Let's give us a little bit of ways to stretch out our acceleration here. I'll tell you what, I can't see behind me at all with these mirrors. 4th gear at 45 miles an hour feels very comfortable. Now, I will say, I was going faster than this, and here's 5th gear at 50 miles an hour. You know, it's really not that vibrating. For a single cylinder engine, this thing is pretty smooth. 55 miles an hour. Not terrible at all, you guys. We're on some good country road back here. I really like this area. It likes to turn, I'll give it that. Now, my feet are directly under me. They're not behind me as if this were any kind of sport bike or any kind of thing like that. But like I said, this thing could definitely feel right at home on a trail. Now, would you want to beat it up like if it was on a trail, like a dirt bike? I doubt it. Fourth gear? Yeah, it definitely likes the higher revs. 400 cc's. Fifth gear, 60 miles an hour. Put it in 6 for a cruising. It's fine, dudes. The angle at which you have to lean on this to get it to turn it's very alien to me, but it's very natural at the same time. The bars are kind of down low for a bike of this stance, in my opinion, but I mean, I don't ride a lot of bikes like this, so I can't compare it for too much. But for something like the Yamaha XSR, they are lower, and you're a little bit more lean forward. I feel the strain on my wrist. But I tell you what, 5th gear, 60 miles an hour, we're pushing 6,500 RPM. This thing is remarkably smooth. It feels like it's a V-twin, very well balanced. Good job to KTM for making this engine the way it is. Backroad cruising, this thing is awesome. Like, you're not going to accelerate at all like you're on a sport bike, or even like my Scout. My Scout's a little bit of an unfair cruiser comparison though, but like, comparing this to a bike like maybe my 800 Intruder from Suzuki, that's kind of like, it's not bad. Ooh, hello. Not an emergency stop, but I mean, the brakes are pretty good too. That's a big front disc in the front, and we got a disc in the back. Awesome for a bike of this size. Very good engine braking. Yeah, very nice. I'm not uncomfortable at all with my legs. I mean, for someone of my height and for where the pegs are, they feel right at home tucking right here underneath this area of the gas tank. Look, it fits like a glove. I don't even feel the top of the tank if I do that. That's where it hits my knees. No, it's fine. It's right underneath them. It's not in the way. I really like this, actually. Once you get used to the stance, it's very interesting. The seat still feels like I'm sitting on cardboard, I will say that though. And definitely riding this bike is a lot more comfortable than standing with it at a stoplight or in a parking lot. But because it's small, parking lot maneuverability is not bad at all. No, I'm really enjoying this, you guys. The braking is great, the engine braking is great, the acceleration is more than I would expect for a 400cc motorcycle. Really not bad. It's not something I would want to merge onto the highway with, or this back road back here, but yeah. That engine braking. Alright, single cylinders, I see what you're about. And there's the braking. I'm like doing a push-up against these bars. I would change out the grips though. I like bigger, beefier grips. Maybe that's not for you, but it is for me. This is a fun little bike. Husqvarna, good job. Now, is it worth the price that is now across your screen? Well, that all depends. Are you buying this for a starter bike? Oh, that clutch. Gotta remember that clutch. Let it out late. Are you wanting this as a starter bike and you want it as your first bike? Well, if you're okay with it sitting kind of high and you're kind of tall, that would be my only thing. If you're sort of a shorter individual, you may have trouble mounting this as you get onto it, like in a parking lot or wherever you are. Low speed maneuverability, as long as you're moving, is not bad at all whatsoever. But yeah, if you're a shorter person, you may not be suited to this. This thing comes from Sweden, man. Well, technically, you know, Austria, but this thing's like the Volvo of motorcycles. They're meant for tall Swedes, Vikings. This is really great though. Here it is, highway speed, 65 miles an hour. Let's get to 70. Yeah, it's fine. It's cruising in 6 just fine. Man, I can't see behind me though. That clutch. Oh, we like second gear. That's where we are. But that smoothness, man. I know it's a single and you don't want to rev it out too bad. This could just be the factory sort of break-in period for the shifting light computer doing that. But look at it, it goes down to 13,000 RPM on a little 400 single cylinder. It's not a two-stroke or anything like that. But the cornering, I mean, this is a very strange, honestly, this is a very strange market segment to fill out. Because we're gonna engine brake, fifth gear, fourth gear, third gear. Especially down in second. If you're turning, you definitely want to be in second. First will be way too low, third will be way too high. So if you're a tall individual looking for an around town ripping bike with maybe some backroad ability, dude, I think you found it here. We're running Pirelli tires stock from the factory. Not Brembos like the 701, but honestly, that front brake is fine. If you need any help braking, just use the engine. Which I don't think you will, because look, that was a big disc up there, y'all. We also have a passing light, by the way. You need to pass someone out on a back road like this. We don't have that in America. Not usually, anyway. At least no one really uses it around me. Am I the one that is wrong? No. It's the children. They're the ones who are wrong. Alright, 1,100 feet, we got a stop sign. We're in 6th gear. No engine braking whatsoever. Let's test them brakes. And use some rear, because this is kind of a downward one. Clutch. Whoa! That was almost a stoppy. Not bad, guys. Hell yeah. I like this. I like this a lot. Now, you guys may be familiar with the KTM line of the Duke. You may find that those may be a little bit more suited towards you if you were looking for a sporty stance to ride in. These Husky bikes, man, they're kind of like the XSR to Yamaha's MT line. They're really for style and redesigning, but I like them a lot. I'm kind of a hipster like that, you guys. Sorry, you'll have to forgive me. This thing looks like it was designed with a razor blade, and I love it. But just not sharp enough to be a super sport. You know what I'm saying? 6th gear, yeah, we're bogging down a little bit. You got to pay attention to what gear you're in here. Just going up and down hills, it may feel great at high RPMs. It may accelerate much faster than you think it will, especially for a single. This thing is great for a single. But you do have to remember, it is still a single. It's a little bit more shaky and sensitive to sudden changes in road resistance, you know, like going up and down a hill. But I like this thing, dudes. It's not something I would necessarily pull the exhaust off of because it's a single cylinder. What do you want? If you like them, go ahead and do it. You'll definitely get noticed around the city, which will absolutely help you be seen and be safe, you know. I might make an adjustment to this clutch too. The torque is very forgiving though, I will say that. It didn't feel like it was easy to stall. Take a look at these, man. This is an interesting line of motorcycles. I love them for their style. It's a shame how hard they are to find. Well, at least for me. In Virginia, I only have this one dealership that really has them, so, you know, just get rid of the mirrors. That's all you gotta do. Alright guys, if this has helped you get a little bit of an idea, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Come check out my other bike reviews up here if you enjoyed them. But if I've helped you out, let me know in the comments. What do you think about this bike? Alright guys, peace out. Catch you later.